This is
Up
for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friend Kim.
Hello.
Hello. And my friend Tracy.
Hi.
Hi. Good to see you guys again. Today on Up for Grabs, we're going to talk about, I guess we could say we're talking about a documentary.
Because it's a documentary.
It is, but also I feel as though we've all... Okay, so it's about the Poop Cruise documentary that was on Netflix. And
I'm sorry.
I'm really kind of hoping that no one's eating dinner at this time.
Uh-huh.
It's the Poop Cruise.
Okay.
Isn't that really what it was called?
I mean, it's a Carnival Cruise that lost power, and we'll talk about...
I was going to say, a shit show.
That's what it was.
You've been waiting.
No, I haven't. I
You
just
really?
thought of that. Yeah, so we watched that.
Yeah, well, it's only 55 minutes long, too. That's why it's
I think
loosely a documentary.
I think they could have done more.
Yeah,
I would have liked to talk to more people.
Okay,
I would have
think-
liked more insight.
I think that it was as bare bones as it could possibly be.
It was a terrible
It was like
wasn't a documentary.
Somebody was working
No.
on a deadline, and we're like,
it was terrible.
we got to throw something in this hour. What do we got?
in a very comical way. It
and
was
it
terrible.
almost seemed like it was more like a documentary for CNN, because maybe they produced it, because they made a big deal about talking about their decision to go 24/7 poop cruise coverage and how great it was and how it bounced them back in the ratings.
Okay, but that's a big deal.
It gets
in
people's
news and
interest.
network news.
Right, but then I'm saying if they're the reason the documentary was made, that makes sense, because
Maybe.
it was so not researched.
No.
What kind of toilet paper? I mean, like, what kind of research do you want? Charmin or Northern? What is that, Northern?
Well, they didn't even concentrate
Northern
very hard
something.
on... I mean, we can start from the beginning, but they just...
Yeah, start from the
Let's
beginning.
get started.
It's a 3-hour tour. What was it?
So, a Carnival boat...
2013.
Oh, that's how long ago it was?
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's a long time ago. Had a fire in the bottom part of their boat that controls all the mechanical maneuvers of the boat.
It's not good.
Not good. I mean, really bad.
Yes.
They're in an area of the ocean that's kind of hard to get access to. Or...
Yeah. I think what they said was
Yeah,
it was supposed to be a 4-night cruise.
Yeah.
And everything was great up until night 3. And that's when the fire happened. And so they were supposed to be on their way from Galveston, Texas to somewhere, Cozumel or somewhere in Mexico.
Yeah.
So they weren't quite anywhere near both shores.
Right. Yes.
So the fire
Caught in
happened
the
at
middle.
the most inopportune location.
Yep.
And from night 3, the 4-night cruise turned into what, 7?
Was it 7 or
Yeah.
8? I don't
I mean,
remember.
it was at least
I think
7.
they said they were 5 nights, but I might be wrong. That they
Okay,
were
well, it sounds
pooping.
Yes. So everything suddenly is powerless, and I'll let Tracy tell you what happened as soon as it was my favorite interview.
Which one?
The one with the chef on the boat.
Oh, my God.
That poor
I don't
guy.
remember his interview. I don't think that was my favorite.
Oh, well, so everything goes down, and this right here would make it made me leery of everyone ever going on a cruise again, when, like, the person that had to be in contact with all the passengers, they're like, oh, I forget what her name was, but they're like, she'd come on, hello, passengers, and they'd be like,
We'll just call her Julie from the
like,
boat.
boo. They talked to her, but they talked to the chef, and the chef was like, without power, there's only so much we can do with the food.
Yeah.
He's like, so we slapped together some, like, tomato sandwiches or something. Because he couldn't.
Because they had to throw out all these things that weren't
Right.
Yeah.
kept to the temperature. So they didn't have a lot of food. They waited till like the second day of poop. Okay, first off, we need to say why they're calling it the Poop Cruise. Let's go there, and then we'll go back to
Okay.
the other thing. So everyone named it the Poop Cruise because when the power went out, the toilets wouldn't work.
Nothing.
So they were, I'm trying to say all the right things. So the the master plan was to urinate in the showers
Yes.
for the women and the men over the side of the boat. Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, that was encouraged.
So that was the way to do that. And then they were to defecate
I like poop better, but
I
that's
know.
a horrible word. But go on.
into like red biohazard bags.
So they have,
Which have like the size opening of a quart bag, like a Ziploc quart bag.
Right.
I'm just saying, you gotta have good aim. Like, what are you doing? Are you doing it somewhere else and then putting it in there? Like, I don't know how this is happening.
Well,
Are you just hoping for the best?
The thing that kind of made me mad was it's kind of a good plan,
Well, I mean, I think that's the best that they could come up with.
but nobody did it. There were
people were like so pissed about it.
there were like 4,000 people on that boat.
Yeah, there were 4,500 people.
Good God.
And if it's one poop a day, which should be healthy, and not everybody does, but then some people do more than one. So that's 4,000 bags of poop a day times maybe 5 days. That's
a lot of poop.
20,000 bags of poop.
A shitload
It's
of
a
poop.
lot. But, so they didn't interview that many people, but they had these 3 ladies that were on like a fun little like ladies cruise.
Yes.
Could not flipping stand them. I couldn't stand them.
I didn't really feel sorry for him.
I didn't at all. But here's where I am. I am regular when it comes to things like that, and I also have issues where, like the one guy on there, he said he held it the whole time. I think
Yes.
Like what you can't. Okay, if somebody said you're going to have to go in a red bag, I wouldn't. I mean, I'd be upset, but I understand exactly where they're coming from, and I would try my damnedest to go in the red bag. These girls were acting like, you've got to be kidding me that they are giving me a red bag that I have to poop in. Like, they were above that.
Well, they kind of glossed over the effect of if they didn't do that, which was wading through.
Or like, what, go poop in the shower? I mean, that's which they did end up doing. I mean, anyways, I was very like troubled by that. I'm like, just try to do
the better of all.
best that you could do. I mean, what are you going to
You
do?
want everyone's personal best when it comes to pooping.
It got real Lord of the Flies there real
Although
quick.
I was super impressed with the lady who said she immediately started taking Imodium. I'm like, you go,
Why
girl.
weren't they?
'cause she-
Why weren't they handing that out?
Well, maybe they didn't have it.
Well,
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of people travel like because you can do one or the other when you travel. You
Right.
can get constipation or the opposite. I personally would have been more terrified, not terrified, but just beside myself with the heat and not being able to stay in your room in the food situation. Because once my levels get low,
Watch out.
watch
You're
out.
a lot of fun to be around.
Those would have yes, the bathroom thing would have been an issue for me, but the other things would have been a bigger issue.
I was going to say, I think and that's is why I didn't think it was a great documentary in the sense that they kind of glossed over the whole food thing. Like they told one story. They said, we didn't know what to make, so we made
Tomato
weird
sandwiches.
sandwiches.
And people were being jerks about
stood
it.
in line for 2 hours just to walk up and only have a soggy sandwich, and then they'd get pissed. But they only talked about that like once. But it has to be an everyday thing that they needed to get food.
I don't understand it.
And guess what? If that's all you've got, I'm taking 2. I don't even
That's
care.
what the
Yeah.
chef said. People were being what you would expect.
Hoarders.
And trying to get more. I'm going to say I might do that myself. I mean, out of fear of...
just not wanting to stand in line again.
Yeah, I would feel like, what if we don't ever make it back to land? Because that is how my mind works.
That's how my mind works. When they were bringing out the mattresses on the deck, all I kept thinking was, somebody's got the flu and the whole entire boat's going to get sick. That's what was with the
Yes, of
bathroom
course.
situation was making me feel that too. Nobody's washing their hands properly.
They were making tent cities on the decks with sheets and things.
Yeah, and it kind of made it seem like it got kind of turf wars, didn't it?
Yes,
didn't
turf
it kind of seem
wars.
like
There
you're
were
not?
people saying that's their area.
Ew. I'm surprised there weren't like fights. Like,
And then what about the genius idea of let's liven it up a little bit and serve alcohol?
Okay, I'm sorry. I think we're going to have a different view on this. That was like day 2. Give the alcohol on day 1. Everybody's like upset. Give us something to drink. Like they're stuck on there. If I'm stuck on there,
Might as
I'm
well
getting
be
my
chilling.
own alcohol. I will be reaching over that bar and grabbing the bottle of Malibu and running to
But didn't
my
it
poop
get
corner
like,
with
really,
it.
really bad? Like, weren't there fights
to
and
your
stuff?
turf.
Weren't there fights and things after that?
Yes.
So that's what would worry me. Yes, give me alcohol.
Of course, it's going to worry, but I mean, give them something. They don't have food. They're pooping in their pants, damn near.
Give them a tranquilizer. Don't give them alcohol.
I mean, yeah.
Although, like, what if that upset your stomach?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to the idea of calming everyone down. Let's have a free drink. I was more like, this is going to be a free-for-all.
It was, and
And
they
it
had
was.
to shut it down. They had to
Oh.
shut down the alcohol. Another interview was the
The guy that held his poop the whole week?
no, but
Okay.
no, you could talk about him. I was going to say the daughter with her dad.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
stop it! No, the hell you
that was a
didn't
weird
just say
relationship.
it. It was weird, and they
was weird.
also acted like 27 people had died.
I know.
The dad was crying throughout most
He
of
was
it.
like, I just wanted a good
traumatized.
experience with her. I wanted to protect her, and I couldn't.
Maybe
From
they
what,
had the
turds?
worst case scenario.
Like, what are you? What are you not protecting her from?
I know.
Like,
I was a little extreme.
It was so, he was like, everything was so dramatic. And I was like, oh, for the
and
love of God.
Is it bad that my takeaway from that? Because then they show, so it was the dad and the girl. And I guess at the time of the poop cruise, she was like 12. Yeah. And then I'm like, who's taking their 12-year-old on a Carnival cruise? I hear that they're like bonkers anyway. I'm like, why, what the hell are you taking your daughter on a Carnival cruise? But the second part was they kept talking to the mom, and the mom and the dad were recently divorced, and this was like the dad fun trip, and she's like, and now my daughter is stuck at sea with this bozo that I just got divorced from. They made it seem like it was his fault it happened, and he was taking
I
the
thought
blame.
that was quality, that interview. Grabbing those people, that was pretty good.
That, to me, that screamed Carnival Cruise. So I was
Yes.
just like, yeah, that makes a whole lot of
Well,
sense.
and let's talk about that now. I believe the cruise that we went on as a book club was a Carnival cruise. I think it was.
It was. I believe it was.
So I guess we've been on one.
Oh, wait, well, we just really have to watch what we say about that cruise.
Oh, I don't need to watch what I say. You need to watch. You need to watch what you hear me talking about. No, but what I'm saying is, we've been on one.
Yes.
And I've been on ones that aren't Carnival, and I will say, they are a little bit less expensive. And I will say the clientele is just a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I will say that I can't believe. Did you see what they put on in the news within this past week?
No, I'm scared.
Somebody needs to Google Carnival Cruise new rules because
Yes, I did.
because
Oh,
they are getting.
I forgot.
I mean, it's getting specific and like I cringed when I saw it.
Yes.
Like they are no longer allowing hip hop music on their cruises.
Are you serious?
I don't know if that means like
People
That's a
can't
whole
bring
nother subject, but
fans.
Yeah.
People can't bring fans. Where them fans at? Shh. You know that song?
no.
You're not talking about just like a fan, like a neck fan. You're talking about like the
like a geisha fan.
Like the color,
Oh,
the
Memoir
ones
of a
that you
Geisha?
can flip and
Yeah.
like
it's, a,
dance.
it's a viral like TikTok. Okay.
And I just
Yeah, why didn't you recognize it when she sang it? I don't even know what she's
Well,
talking
I just
about.
recently saw it.
Did
This
you know
guy's
once
in
I
the-
sang it?
Oh yeah, when you went. Thank you. When you went like this.
Yeah.
I knew it. I did. I did.
Yeah, they're-
wow. That opens up a whole like
It's awful.
It's
cultural
pretty,
thing.
pretty specific on who they don't want on their cruises. And if they don't want a certain demographic, they're also not getting my money.
Absolutely not. That's
Yeah, making it seem like hip hop.
Trump have
like
something to do with this?
I think he did. I just was like, oh my god! So they're saying just playing hip hop music is causing a ruckus. I'm like, what is this? Like my
Maybe
grandma
it's that you shove 5,000 people on a boat
and give them all the
and
alcohol
give
they
them all
can
the
drink,
alcohol. Like make the limitations different. Like
but they're making more money.
I know.
But yeah, I can't think of.
There
There's
were
a couple
several other.
rules.
Yeah. Let me see if I can do it while we're
crazy.
talking.
Yeah, so one of them was definitely the music.
I know that they've had a couple incidents lately where they were having brawls. On
Yeah.
I mean, it was bad.
But there
You
has
know,
been some good.
I don't think it has to do with the music.
There has been some good cruise coverage on TikTok, at least. I don't know why. Tracy, are you on the side of TikTok where you got Tyler singing on the cruise?
No.
Tyler Cruise. You just you can.
Oh, wait, yes.
On TikTok. So maybe it was a Carnival cruise. I don't know, but it's like this younger white male, maybe in his 20s.
Yeah.
In front of a
seen a little bit
room
about this.
full of mostly African American people, and he got up to do karaoke, and in a surprise choice, he chose like some early 90s R&B. I'm trying to think if it was
I
like
can't remember, but yeah,
It was
he
like
hit it. He hit
I'll
some
Be
soul.
Sure or something like just something that you wouldn't think a 20-year-old A even knew about, but the audience was they were ready, and that kid brought down the house. Like
my
everybody
gosh.
was loving
Yeah.
Tyler on the Cruise.
They are what they are. You just have to know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
If you go, like we went on when we went with our group of friends, it was in the winter, and it was just
was
a quick
quick.
Bahama.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bunch of kids, like whatever. It was completely fine. And I'm even embarrassed to say this, but I got the brilliant idea last summer that I wanted to do a family vacation. My son didn't go, but my girls did. I had a bad lapse in judgment, and
What
I
happened?
booked a Carnival Cruise. We went.
I don't even remember you going.
Why is that a bad lapse of judgment?
Well,
What happened?
let me tell you, everything that you're talking about bad on a cruise, like
It happened.
it happened. I mean, like 4,500 people. The food was horrible.
You can't get away.
You can't get away. It was boiling hot. There's not enough pools. You pay for what you get. And I don't know. I'd been on cruises before,
Yeah.
and I'd been on off season
Right.
and I just think that it was just a bad. Now there were no fights, and there was hip hop music to be played,
And the toilets worked.
and the toilets.
I mean,
worked,
it could have
but-
been
So what are you
worse.
complaining
Yeah,
about?
stop
Did
it.
you have to shit in a
That
bag?
is true. No, that
Then
is
I don't want to hear it.
And I think you had the best cruise
The
possible.
Carnival Cruise new rules: a curfew for minors,
which okay.
restriction on music and electronics,
Weird.
zero tolerance policy for disruptive behavior.
Shouldn't that already be in place?
I would think so.
Okay.
But they prohibited Bluetooth speakers, handheld fans, and marijuana, even if it's legal.
Okay, marijuana, maybe I can get that. The blue, I don't know. You're on vacation. I mean, maybe people were just
Like no
not being
running or
respectful.
shouting in corridors.
No horseplay?
Okay.
No drinks on the dance floor. I don't know.
No parking
It
on
just,
the dance floor.
no,
Yeah.
no enjoying yourself. No
Yeah.
frivolousness.
No frivolity. No
That's right,
whimsy.
yeah.
We're just,
Let's get back to poop.
Let's get back to when it really turned.
Yeah, so they open the bar and then they close the bar. So both ideas are bad
Yep.
because once you open the bar should probably stay open.
Yeah.
But then they did both, and I made people mad for both reasons.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I thought Carnival, as portrayed in this particular quote unquote documentary, looked terrible. They looked like they interviewed one man that looked like maybe he was in charge of putting out the press release for Carnival that was irritated that it got out to people.
Yes.
Oh, great. This
Yeah,
got
the
out.
Carnival high-ups.
At one point,
Now we got to talk about
they
this.
did
feel like
some
the
sort
staff-
of press release because they were able to get a little bit of a cell signal
Yeah.
and
Oh,
tell their
that was
families. So then the
terrible.
families were calling CNN saying what's
yeah.
going on. That's where the CNN part comes in.
But, good for them because I felt like Carnival's response was very slow. Now, if I was out in the middle of that ocean and didn't have food or electricity or toilets,
Just
I just
sanitary reasons.
felt like they didn't. I get it. It was pretty remote. They're out in the middle of the ocean, but they should have protocol in place for if a ship suddenly
Goes
loses
down.
power and can't.
Then there's some way to bring another empty ship up there and put them all in there or
They
something.
seem to
The
be
ship that went by
lollygagging.
them and were mocking them.
Can you imagine? But what? I mean, okay,
But they got the Wi-Fi from the ship. That's when
they
they
did
were
get the Wi-Fi from a ship
That's
that
when a
came
lot of
close.
stuff came out. Oh my
But
God,
they
this is
also
like
said
made up
that
stuff.
everyone on the other ship was taking photos of them. And they've got their tent cities up and they haven't
think they-
showered.
I think they thought they were going to get help from these
I
people.
know,
But
Yes,
and
that
they
ship was
couldn't.
already full.
Yes, they
could
couldn't-
have thrown some. Did they get some supplies?
They did. I think they dropped supplies.
maybe
They
some
did.
food.
Some food, but it couldn't be anything that needed to be refrigerated.
No,
so
I think more water and things
Yeah.
like that. Oh my God. I mean,
All right, Kim, did you want to talk about the guy that he did poop finally? The one who didn't
he
poop?
did. He waited. He found.
Because
he
I have a
did-
question.
So people have like, hey, there's toilets that might be working in this area, and that you
Secret
might secret
toilets.
toilets. Like what did he do one night? He just really
He was
like
like, he went
was
out. He was gonna find it. Yes.
That's the only person that I liked because he was sane and he was there with his family.
He was saying he was hunting for a working toilet.
Oh, I would have been too. I mean,
Okay, but I want to know, how is there a working toilet?
I don't know.
How can there be one if there aren't?
I know.
100?
It was
Like,
weird.
explain. I think
No, that one guy, the man you were talking about, his whole thing wasn't about, well, he didn't want to poop, but his whole thing he kept talking about was that he was on the cruise with his soon-to-be father-in-law.
Yes.
And he brought that up about 14 times.
I wonder
don't
if
know
it was
what,
like I'm so embarrassed that
I
we
think
have to talk about poop. Like
I think that was part of it, but he wanted to find a working toilet because he wanted to be the savior.
Yeah.
And
it sounds like his future father-in-law didn't like him, and he was trying to make this cruise
seem like that
to impress him.
Yeah, so here's a toilet. Do you love me now? Like, I don't understand leaving the bags in the hallways and in the walkways. Like, why didn't they take like 3, and it might have been more than 3, I don't know. But for 20,000 bags of poop, like 3 cabins, and say,
Poop cabin.
everyone, you just open the door and fling it in there, and like floor to ceiling.
Well, wouldn't
poop.
they have-
Like, wouldn't it make sense to isolate
Yes.
where it's going?
Yes, and
why
wouldn't
is
they-
it spread out? And then when the showers started flooding over,
Well, we have to talk about
Okay.
why they did that.
Okay,
But
go ahead. Go
but
ahead.
Back to what the poop were to put it.
yeah.
They have trash bags in these places. They have endless amounts. Why didn't they just put it all in the trash bags and then put it in a room? Like double bag it.
And like, I know that we try to keep the ocean clean, but couldn't we just throw it over this one time?
I know.
And I also want to know why. Well, go ahead about the showers, and then I will.
Go. Oh, does it have something to do with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So they figure out that they got a tugboat that's going to tug this ship back to the States. I don't think it was Mexico anymore. It was somewhere.
they were told they were going to go to Mexico,
They
and then all of a
rerouted
sudden,
they had to
to
reroute.
Alabama, I think.
Yes, and there was a little bit of
Samesies.
there was a little bit of weather, and the tugboat. Well, okay, think of it this way: the ship doesn't have any kind of power to stabilize itself. So when the tugboat's tugging it along, this ship is like boom, back and forth.
the sloshing.
I swear to God, this is the part of the documentary where I was like, I might have to turn this off. Everything people had been going both, number 1 and number 2, down those showers. They had been disposing of their stuff in other places. Everything was sloshing everywhere. Water was coming up from the bottom.
Down the
Does it-
staircase.
Oh my God. I mean, they showed video of people walking in it. I cannot imagine the smell. That is my
And how did someone not catch a disease?
that's where my mind went. We are all gonna be like sick. Or they had to have given them like shots the minute they got off that
Can
ship.
I have an anti-poop shot? Thank
That's
you.
right.
Or an antibiotic, just so I don't
Yeah.
get
Well, the
MRSA.
one thing that my mom mentioned, and I thought it was funny, not funny, but to visualize her doing this, she said, "Didn't you think it was weird that when they finally got to Alabama and they docked, people weren't pushing and shoving to get off the boat?"
Yeah.
She's like,
probably so depleted.
she's like, there would have been a stampede.
Yeah.
Not people like stopping to kiss the ground and such. My mom was like, really? I would have been pushing people down to get off that boat. And
Yeah, I just think they probably were just
dehydrated.
hungry.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It wasn't good. My question is about the sloshing. Okay. I don't understand why those couldn't have been drained.
Well, maybe because they couldn't. Like you were saying, isn't it okay just to put it in the ocean?
It's
must
liquid,
be,
though.
but
I
there
mean-
must be some kind of process where they sanitize it. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe they couldn't get
it's
him to drain.
liquid. I don't know. I just thought that there had to be a better way, and I know that it's not something that they trained for or were expecting.
Maybe they couldn't because of the power issue. I don't know.
Okay.
That kind of brings me to one of the points that I did laugh. So Kim was saying how she didn't like the bachelorette party, these 3 girls that were talking about this. So when you said maybe they should have been trained, well, if you're ever on a cruise, you know there's always the drill where you're to go to wherever you're supposed to go. I forget what it's called, and you
Let's
have
call it the poop deck.
your life your life jacket. So when shit, no pun intended, goes down, you know where to be, and they know how to make sure everyone's accounted for. Those girls were like, yeah, they said to do that, but we were just drinking and having a good time, so nobody went to their station. So then when the power went out, we didn't know what to do. And I'm like, well, you're an idiot, because
They
I think I was sober enough on our cruise to do that part.
Yeah, I think you were on a part of that.
Yeah.
just one apart. She was touch and go there for a day or so, but that's okay.
But we're not talking about it. I'm not going to say
Yeah,
what
they
happened.
just, I mean, I guess I put I don't know what they were early 30s and whatever. They just drove me. I was like, okay, you paid to go on a Carnival Cruise, girl. Get a grip. That this is like nobody really knows what's going on right now. I mean, they did like all compliment like the staff and the people that
I
were
didn't know
working.
that Carnival Cruise was inferior.
It's
I did
the
not know
Walmart
this.
of the seas.
Is that what people call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it. I'm not just calling that. People do call it that.
Well,
Kimberly.
They do. I love Walmart. I'm a Walmart shopper. No judgment there. But that's what people call it. It's just you pay for what you get for what you pay for.
Yeah.
I've been on a couple Carnival Cruise. I have no complaints. I mean,
Yeah, we had
I
fun.
didn't expect anything luxurious. I love the ports, but that's why you go on.
Yeah.
To me, why you go on a cruise, and they were fine.
Well, and I think one thing that I thought was horrendous, as I mentioned earlier, the Carnival response
Yes,
was
the high ups
was not as urgent or caring as it needed to be.
And then, should we go ahead and say what the end result was?
Oh my God, that's the part that I thought was the most
ahead.
hilarious
Too
part.
ridiculous.
So they're like, well, the first end result, which I did not know, and again makes me reevaluate whether I will ever go on a cruise again, is that they did have a lawyer on the documentary.
Oh my God,
That's
that
what I
lawyer,
mean.
That
And-
lawyer.
Yes,
He was like out of a Matlock series
Yes,
or
it was
something.
fake. I was like, what is going on with this guy? For those who haven't watched it, he's sitting there and he's this big burly man.
he looked like Wilford Brimley.
And the whole time he's talking, he has a cigar in his mouth and a glass of whiskey next to him. I'm like, he's like
He's a caricature of
and
a
he just
lawyer.
deals with like those kind.
I thought he
he's
had a peg leg or something.
Maritime. I was going to say.
Maritime.
I didn't know what it was. That's what kind of law he does.
Yeah.
Wow, he was something.
Well, he really wanted to be litigious about this, and he could have made a lot of money, except he read the fine print
Yeah.
of the cruise when you sign up, and it basically says anything can happen on this cruise,
and
and we are not responsible.
Yeah.
And he's like, so none of those people could sue.
No.
Can
Carnival.
you imagine being on a boat and being surrounded by poop and then not being compensated in any way?
Oh, no, they
you
were
literally
compensated.
paid to do it.
They got a voucher.
They got a voucher for a free
You coming
cruise.
back? And some people did. Some of the idiots that they
the old
interviewed,
man and the
His daughter. They continued to cruise.
they were crying like somebody died, and then they went.
Yeah, I felt like he had a different angle. Like if I can make it look really sad, that maybe they'll give me some money or something. I don't know, but
I don't know. It was weird.
Well, I would never, ever. I mean, I find that super insulting that if it was the most traumatic thing that happened to me in my lifetime and they offered
A voucher.
for compensation to go on another one, I'd be like, are you crazy?
I wonder how many people got seasick and got sick from the smell,
I
and
know.
so there was also vomit.
yeah, they didn't even.
They didn't
address
call it the
that.
vomit cruise, so I'm pretty sure
Well,
everybody was
especially
fine.
the-
That's because it was 30% vomit, 70% feces.
Well, when the tugboat was tugging them back, they showed. I mean, like people were like couldn't even stand up
Yeah,
straight.
furniture
People
was
had
moving.
to have gotten so sick from
It-
that.
I have some other talk about poop. Are we done with the cruise?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk.
Let's talk about poop now. So I figured if we're doing a podcast on poop, we might as well just talk about it.
Really get everything out
And let's
there.
just put it out there.
We got
Everybody
to get all the poop out.
and the books that you read to your kids. Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
you
I
I
should
bet they were
just-
reading that on
But
board.
why
just need
do
to be
we
able to talk
act
about-
like we don't?
Because it's gross. It smells bad. You don't want to talk about it.
Okay, I'm not saying we have to have a conversation every day about it.
Right.
But like pooping at work, that's a big problem for a lot of people. Like I use the bathroom in the lobby because
I thought you were going to say you brought a
the
biohazard
employee
bag.
bathroom is like
You are my husband.
4 feet from where everybody works. I am not using that bathroom.
Yeah, because if something goes wrong, they're all going to know who did it.
Sound, smell, like
Sir.
things happen.
Joe claims in high school that he never once pooped when he was in high school in class.
I don't think I did.
No,
I mean, I don't remember.
There's
My
no
kids
way-
didn't. I used
My
to.
kids didn't either, but there's no way I could not have. I can't
Zach
hold.
used to go to the nurse, call me, say he was sick. I'd pick him up, take him to Wendy's to poop, and then I would.
And suddenly he felt
And then
better.
he would be better 10 minutes later, take him back to school.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
It is a miracle. And it was a miracle probably 10 to 15 times. So like at work pooping, what on a date?
Oh,
Can you imagine?
No.
But like, why does it seem so incredible? Like, it's not like the unthinkable happened. Well, you do the unthinkable once a day usually, or maybe more. So really, is it unthinkable? Like, is it really that crazy of a thought, especially if you're nervous or excited?
Yeah.
But the thought of it, sickening.
no, I know. It is. And it's just a normal human process.
I heard a story. I'm not going to say who. I'm going to gossip a little bit. That's a foreshadowing.
Oh, wow.
Of someone who had to poop on a date,
Yeah.
and I think they must have found a bag in one of the drawers or something, like a Ziploc bag.
What?
Okay, this girl pooped in the toilet, and then I think it like clogged or something. So she had to
Oh, my
take the
God.
poop out and put it in a bag and put it in her purse for the rest of the date.
Are you kidding me?
No. And you know the story of the poop knife, right? On the internet, Reddit, the poop knife. You've never heard of the poop knife?
I mean, are you
Reddit?
talking about like a wire hanger
Well, was that what you used?
to break up poop?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, if it's a wire hanger. It was saying that-
my family used a wire hanger. I mean, when I was
this
young.
Somebody put a story out, and it's had thousands and thousands and thousands of replies to it. A story called The Poop Knife, which they now sell poop knives on Amazon if you're interested.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It is a knife dedicated to cutting up poop that is too big to go down in a solid piece.
Yeah, I mean,
And it was saying that every family
Has one?
has a poop knife. And
well, ours was a unbent wire hanger.
yeah, okay.
Okay, if
So
we have one, no one's told me where it is.
what do you use then?
I don't ever have
You've
that problem.
I mean, well, it's happened in our
I also
household.
have never had it. That's a lie.
No, I
well,
yeah,
now I
no.
know what to get you for Christmas.
But now
knife.
they have such thing as power flushers.
Yeah, they flush better.
They flush better.
But some
That-
toilets, like if you
Some
ever
of the
go on
old
those
ones are the ones that have like the
oh.
walls that they can only do so much. You know, like as far as water
Yes.
pressure. No.
Well, if you're interested, Google poop knife.
Okay.
It is hilarious. The story's hilarious. The comments are hilarious. And it was someone who was at someone's house, and they asked
Clogged the
where the
toilet.
poop knife was because they thought everybody had a poop knife. And they were like, what are you talking about? And he's like, we keep
When
ours
you poop a meatloaf.
We keep ours.
I really hope people aren't eating dinner.
We keep ours.
You gotta cut it
In the
out.
story, they're like, we keep ours under the sink or something. He's like, what are you talking about? And he was like, a poop nut. He was
just kept saying it over and
In his
over.
mind, though, he had been raised to think that was normal.
That was a normal thing. I bet you it's way. Now they may not have a specific utensil. I bet you it's way more normal than people
Well,
talk
apparently,
about.
a lot of people on this
Yes,
thing
people
then
talk
just
about. I think
it and
everybody's
admit
had-
it to their poop
Yeah.
knife things.
I just feel like that's another opportunity that got away from us for
I
something
know.
to
Can you
invent.
imagine being rich for a poop knife?
It'd be great.
Like, oh, my grandpa.
And do commercials
It's
for it.
family money.
Old
My
money.
grandpa was an inventor. What did he do? What did he invent? Power steering? No. The
Something
poop
way,
knife.
something way more important.
The poop knife. So, okay. Next, I don't know. I made this list like a week ago,
Okay.
and I'm not sure what all of my things mean, but I put down dirty bathroom. And I know that my thought at the time was, have you ever been somewhere like back in the day, like Ike and Jonesy's, the bars?
Oh, God.
When they were filthy, they were clogged.
That was like the poop cruise.
There
was stuff sloshing
it was
around.
on the floor, but you would have to go and you would be like, oh my God, I can't. Okay, you're literally going the same thing that's in there, but the thought of it is unthinkable. I mean, you know what I mean?
That,
You're like,
you have to an emergency gas station stop or a horrible bathroom at a restaurant or whatever. I mean, like,
yeah.
ugh.
And sometimes you just have to do it.
Well,
But
I
it's-
think that's one thing that college taught me very well is how to hover. I became quite a good hoverer.
Yeah, you do
in
have
I
to
don't
college.
have the
'cause-
legs. I don't have the leg strength that I used to have.
Well, that's when, like, if they
think-
don't have the things,
sheets.
just put the toilet paper down. I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah, the
you have to
lining
make
of it.
do.
All right. There's also another thing I wanted to mention was Mad Libs. when I was a kid. Everything was poop. Everything was poop. You know, went to work at poop 30 when you're reading it, and you think it's
funny.
the funniest thing ever. When really it's not that funny. But like since it's so taboo, and like my kids during COVID, we played that game Quiz. Is it Quizlet?
Yeah, Quizlet.
Yeah. On the TV where you could put answers in and you'd have to guess who said what. And my answer was always like poop something, you know?
my God.
And they would get so mad. They're like, Mom, then we all know it's you, you know? And I'm like, well, I am sorry.
Was your username also poop?
Probably. And then I guess that's about it. The only other thing I had down was like coffee made of poop in Brazil or something. The poop of certain.
Excuse me?
Yes, there's like this very expensive coffee that is made from the poop of, I can't remember what kind of animal. It might be a monkey that eats the coffee beans.
You're making this up.
Google it and then poop it out. And that coffee is super expensive.
Well,
What does it taste like?
Poop.
I feel like I can make that myself.
Poopity poop.
Well, I'm glad you did
So I'm
it.
trying to normalize poop by
I
saying
am
it
just
more times.
so happy that you did a deep dive into poop, so we could really get. I mean, you're telling me more things about it than I really want to know. Quite
Thanks.
frankly,
Thank you.
and I will say, there are people, and I'm going to put Tracy in this category. Maybe Kim. Kim, tell me if I'm wrong. There are people that think poop is funny all the time.
yes.
Yes.
And then there's people like me that I'm not necessarily.
Okay, so you're telling me
I'm not giggly about it all the time. I think
if
it's more
someone
gross than giggling.
came in the room,
and pooped on the floor.
no, or like ripped a big fart, you wouldn't laugh?
I don't know if I'd laugh. I don't think that would be
would
my
be on the
first.
ground.
Okay, that wouldn't be my first. I think at first I would think it was gross. Like
Well, yeah, it's gross.
No,
it's
but
funny.
that's my first reaction is
Like,
ew.
Oh,
did
you
your dad
would.
ever
You're
say pull
gross.
my finger and fart?
No, we were not that family. We were not a poop family.
We were.
We were not a poop family.
I swear, I don't. My family really doesn't listen to it. Not my kids and husband, my immediate. I will say that I don't know. The Witchescalas could go down as a family that has probably the most extreme poop stories. Like everybody has a poop story, and we're not going to go into detail. And we're not going to talk about
No.
it. But everybody has a poop story
Yes, they
where
do.
there was an incident or there was something went awry.
an urgent.
We've talked about
incident.
the poop story about our friend who was driving and got
Yes.
stuck in bumper to bumper
Yes.
traffic and had their child poop in a Big Mac container.
Yeah.
And
Twice.
passed it back up.
Twice had to
and
poop.
Yeah, and they emptied it out the window, passed it back, and he filled it a second time.
Yeah, I mean,
That did
my family,
happen.
that poop comes up and it's
And you laughed, and I
hysterics.
went, ooh.
Yeah, you thought it was disgusting.
I don't know why
Yeah,
that
it was
doesn't-
gross, but it's funny.
No,
Yeah,
I just
it is
don't.
funny.
I don't get the humor, but that's
I'm
okay.
going to try to fart and see if you laugh.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
No, she's not kidding.
It wasn't me.
Okay, this has gone down. We're done. I'm cutting you off. We're not talking about poop anymore.
All right.
So yeah, I don't think I would recommend watching the Poop Cruise. I think we gave a
No.
really
We
good
gave a good
synopsis.
detail. I mean,
I
it
would
was-
recommend watching it. It's an hour.
I mean, Joe, I was telling my husband about it, and he's like, I'm going to have to watch that. Like,
I have talked
just
to
for
several
the
people into
comic
watching it.
relief of it because it was so bad.
It was bad.
It was so
And
bad.
I was just trying to think, what would I have done if I was in the middle of the
I
Poop
would've
Cruise?
lost my damn mind.
I would have been crying. I might have considered
WWRD.
Jump on what Rachel did.
I would have jumped overboard.
I would have literally lost my mind.
Yeah.
I would have pooped my pants.
I would have.
And I would have had a biohazard bag to hand you.
Oh.
Okay, that's enough. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in about our poop cruise. We hope to hear your poop stories. No, we don't.
No, we don't.
We're not doing that. Oh my God, don't.
I think she smoked
ahead.
something before.
But no, I can't.
Oh, she's trying to do the fake
I
fart
can't do
noise
it.
and she
Dang
can't.
it.
Just
Wish-
ask Alexa or Siri
Yeah.
to give you some poop sounds.
Yeah.
Or not poop, fart sounds. They'll do it. They'll do it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you here next time on Up for Grabs.